Good day, folks. Welcome to Answers Life. I hope everybody's doing great today. Today, we're going to talk about black fatigue because black fatigue has been a term that has been floating the internet heavily the last few days, give or take. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to educate you guys on the term of black fatigue, the original term of black fatigue. Now, for starters, the original term of black fatigue was thought of by Mary Frances Renters, and she thought of the term black fatigue in 2020, and I believe it was around the wake of the George Floyd situation in Minnesota. And basically, what black fatigue, in super lame terms, what black fatigue means is, at least her version of black fatigue, what it meant was it was basically describing, it was basically meaning that black Americans were sick and tired of the different forms of racism that has been going on in the United States. Now, in the wake of what has transpired in Texas, where that 17-year-old black track student killed his fellow. I think they were. He killed his fellow teammate, who happened to be a white student. He, in layman's terms, he stabbed him to death. I know many of you know what I'm talking about, but just in case you don't, there was a case that happened, and there was an incident that happened in Texas. I want to say it was about a month or so ago at this point. And basically, the white student was picking on the black student. The black student told him if he didn't quit picking on him, that he would do something. So he decided to stab the student, and that resulted in the white student's death. And then, of course, you had the white women in Minnesota calling a 5-year-old the N-word because I guess a 5-year-old apparently stole something from her child. So in the wake of all that, somebody has taken it upon themselves to take the term. Someone has taken it upon themselves. Give me 1 second, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Someone has taken it upon themselves to take the term black fatigue and basically put it on his head. I'm not sure who it was, but that's basically what has happened recently in 2025. And now black fatigue apparently means a bunch of non-black people being sick and tired of black people. Apparently they're sick and tired of the ratchetness, they're sick and tired of the ghetto behavior, and they're sick and tired of us committing all kind of crimes. Anything that you can think of that's bad, that a human being is capable of doing, they're putting it on black people, and they're sick and tired of black people for those reasons. So for those people that claim to have black fatigue, I'm not talking the original term of black fatigue. I'm talking about the term of black fatigue for 2025, the new term for black fatigue. I'm gonna call bullshit, because this is my attitude. Now, for those of you that got black fatigue, and you're non-black, and for whatever reason you're watching my video, maybe because of the title, I'm gonna tell you straight up. For those who claim to have black fatigue, you guys always have black fatigue. You will always have black fatigue for the rest of your very life, most likely, unless you do something up here to change it. The truth of the matter is, for those of you that claim to have black fatigue, it wouldn't matter how black people behaved. It wouldn't matter how black people conducted themselves. It wouldn't matter how we looked, how we dressed, what kind of work we do, how much money we make. None of that would make a difference for you folks. For those of you that are non-black and you claim to have black fatigue, you're gonna always have black fatigue. You always, most likely, you had it since you was yay high, and you're gonna most likely have it until the day you drop dead. Most likely, your elders had black fatigue, and many of you, unfortunately, you're raising children, and they're gonna have black fatigue as well, for no, for no legitimate reason at all, other than they're ignorant, just like you're ignorant. And for those of you that are black, that are co-signing on non-blacks having black fatigue, and some of you claim that you got black fatigue yourself, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, man. Y'all sound super ridiculous right about now. You sound super ridiculous. You sound super uneducated. You just sound super ignorant. And when are you guys gonna understand that you can sit around online all day and put down your own people, but at the end of the day, you're not going to gain no brownie points for putting down your own people. Whatever you look at or you think might be brownie points, those are not brownie points. Because at the end of the day, when you put down your own people, other people outside of your community, outside of your culture, will have zero respect for you. Because their thinking is, if you're talking down on your own people, how do they know you're not going to be talking down on them the second that you walk away from them? That's how people think. And let me make one thing clear: there's a huge difference between delivering constructive criticism to other people, to other black people in this case, versus just outright saying, yeah, you know what, I side with white people. You know, I'm tired of black people too. A big difference between the two. I mean, some of y'all, I listen to your TikTok, I listen to your YouTube, and some of y'all sound ridiculous. I mean, there's this one YouTuber, he's fairly new. I don't know what his name is, and even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you guys no way, because I'm not trying to do that to him. But this individual, he could barely even put a freaking sentence together. But he's sitting around talking about he agrees with white people that, yeah, he's sick and tired of black people too. And the question I have for all of you guys who claim to have black fatigue: do you guys truly have black fatigue? Or is it something much bigger? Is it something much deeper? Like, do you guys have black fatigue, or are you guys just miserable in your own life? And when you see somebody doing better than yourself, you feel some kind of way. Like, for those of you that are non-black and you claim to have black fatigue, there's a very easy way to cure your black fatigue if you have it. Which honestly, I'm calling BS on that. But if you have black fatigue, this is what, for those of you that are non-black, and I guess even for those of you that are black as well, for that matter, this is what y'all can do. I mean, in the United States, there are plenty of cities that you can move to where you will most likely never see a black person another day in your life. There's whole regions in this country that you can move to where you will have little to no interactions with black people. So for those of you that got black fatigue, don't come around the rest of us and make our lives miserable because you want to be full of hate. Take yourself, take your family, pack your stuff, and move to a community to where there's no black people. Here in the United States, that's actually not hard to do. And let me ask you guys something else. For those of you guys that claim to have black fatigue, do you got black fatigue? Or do you just, or does it get on your last nerve to see a black person do just as well, if not better than you're doing in life? Like for those of you that may have moved to the suburbs because you were thinking, okay, if I move to the suburbs, I can get away from black people. And now you look up 10, 20 some odd years later, and guess what? The people that you wanted to not live around are coming to your community. So for some of you that claim to have black fatigue, do you have black fatigue because you just don't like the idea of black people moving into what you classify as your neighborhood, as your community, as your neck of the woods, and you believe in your heart that black people don't belong? And for those of you that are black that claim to have black fatigue, I'm gonna ask you guys something. If you got black fatigue, why don't you guys move to a community where you have either A, the community's predominantly non-black, I'll just put it, or B, a community to where there's other black people that act very similar to yourself. You know, normal, functioning, law-abiding black citizens. And another thing is, I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to say it now. The majority of us in the black American community, and I know this is going to be hard for many of you to believe because you've made your decision on how you think and feel about black people, but hear me out. The majority of us, black Americans, we are law-abiding citizens. We are tax-paying citizens like the rest of you. Just like the rest of you. You know, do we have our bad apples? Of course we do. We got our poopies and our railways. Just like other communities have their bad apples. Have their bad apples, and they got their version of Pookie and Ray Ray. But for the most part, the vast majority of us black Americans, we get up every day, we go to work, we take care of our family, we take care of ourselves, we pay into the tax system. We have to file and pay income taxes. So, for those of you that claim to have black fatigue, honestly, the way the meaning of black fatigue for 2025, not the original meaning, but the meaning for 2025, y'all sound super ridiculous. Because the people that you claim, because for those of you that claim to have black fatigue, the group of blacks that many of you are describing do not resemble the majority of black Americans. Most of us black men, we're not Pookie and Ray Ray. Most of the black women, they're not, I'll just say it's a cray cray. Most of us are respectful human beings, and you know, we have our goods and we have our good and our bad, just like everybody else out here. Like in fact, where I live out here in the country, I got neighbors out here who are black. And guess what? They also own land. Like here, despite some of the shortcomings that many parts of the Deep South, to include Alabama, have, one thing I can say about the Deep South, which I take some pride in, is the fact that there are a lot of people like myself, black people like myself, that own land. I'm talking about acreage. There's blacks down here in the Deep South that own acres with a plural. And they got a nice house sitting on that lot. Like where I live right now. I would say down the street from where I'm at, there's a black family. They own several acres of land, and their house is a good, I want to say, 25 plus 100 square feet. And it's a nice house too. And the lot looks nice because they take good care of their lot. See, where I live, ain't nobody out here talking about no freaking uh, black fatigue. Because black fatigue, quite frankly, is a joke. See, for those of y'all that want to claim that you got black fatigue, I don't know, man. I mean, I started not, I mean, I was back and forth on whether I even wanted to do this video. I mean, this whole term of black fatigue, and I'm not talking about the original term that was thought about in 2020. I'm talking about the term that was thought about this year in 2025. I mean, the term is so stupid, it's so ignorant that I started to not do the video. And then it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do a video because me being a black man, I'm gonna speak on the behalf of other black people that are not Pookie and Ray Ray, that are law-abiding citizens. And we don't deserve to be put in the same category as blacks who break the law. And like I said, the majority of us black Americans, we're law-abiding citizens. We're respectful people. And we don't deserve to have our reputation trashed over a few bad apples in the bunch. We don't deserve that. I mean, no other culture in this country goes through that type of stuff. So why should we? And like I said, for those of you that are black, that co-sign with this foolishness that's going on, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm gonna leave it like that. But in closing, for those of you that claim to have black fatigue, I think you guys got black fatigue because A, you guys are super miserable. And you're miserable because you don't have any real control over your life. And rather than being adult enough to do what's necessary within the law to gain control of your life, you choose to take your issues and blame it on other people. That's what many of you who claim to have black fatigue are doing. You're taking the issues that you have that most likely you caused yourself and you're blaming it on other people. Because honestly, I don't think you guys got black fatigue. I think you guys are just miserable and too lazy to do what you need to do to make yourself happy. That's what I think it is for both blacks and non-blacks that claim to have black fatigue. Because one thing I notice is people that are out here making it happen, people that are genuinely happy, people that are genuinely successful, they ain't got time to think about black fatigue. Hell, they don't even know what the hell black fatigue is because they're too busy living life. They're too busy making things happen. Like myself. I didn't even know that black fatigue was even a term until I looked it up on my phone earlier before I began to record this video. I had no idea. But that's what happens when you are out here making things happen. And you're out here doing what you need to do to be successful and you're taking care of business. So yeah, I would say black fatigue are for people that are lazy and miserable and refuse to do what's necessary to better their situation. So for those of you that got black fatigue, if you watch this entire video, I just gave it a cure for black fatigue. I mean, either A, you can move into a community to where there's no black people in the community. There's no black people in the whole entire city. There may not even be any black people in the entire region. There's plenty of places throughout the United States that are like that. Or B, you can be an adult. You can look in the mirror. You can take responsibility for your own life and whatever aspects about your life that you don't like. Within the restraints of the law, you can do what's necessary to make your life better. And then once your life improves, your so-called black fatigue will also go away. And that's all I got for you guys today. Stay blessed.